What's up? This is Garrett. Got first last week with Graydle frogs. So first, you gotta play 3 Slime Junior and 2 regular slime. Slime Junior just starts off all your combos if you have a Graydle engrave, and then regular Graydle slime will just combo off like almost all the time. But this is kind of a brick, so you don't want to see it. His effect triggers in hand engrave to pop 2 Graydle cards. And this card locks you into water, so you have to sometimes be kind of careful, but yeah. Mostly your extra deck's water, so it doesn't matter, but it comes up sometimes. Then you gotta play 3 Graydle Eagle, 3 Graydle Alligator, and then 2 Cobra. Cobra's kind of a brick because of the fact that it has to get its effect triggered off trap. If any of these guys are destroyed by monster, so they get their effects to target a monster on the field and take control of it. And then if this card leaves the field in the spell and trap card zone, send it to the grave. This one's monster, spell, and trap, so if they're destroyed by either of those effects, they trigger. This will trigger off your slime, this will trigger off another Graydle card, and this will trigger off a different one. Any trap, any monster, any spell triggers those. Super good. Your opponent sometimes is scared to run into your face downs. Next, you gotta play a frog engine, because these just make the game easier for you. Spanish frogs will ditch waters to special, so you can get the frog engine going. And then Ronin Tonins are just basic. I kind of wish I would have played one more dupe, but, you know, not really tripping. Graydle Slime also triggers, not triggers, but it also helps make Toad. So sometimes just this and Ronin Tonin or Swap Frog is just super good. Yeah, you need a small frog package. It helps you play the game and helps start with that thing. I played 2 of this True King because it helped, sometimes just get rid of back row and really annoying cards, but most of the times when I saw this when I had it, it was just kind of a brick, but I wouldn't probably take it out. It's still really useful for getting rid of nasty back row. For just hand traps, we played 3 Ash, 2 Ogre, and for the Secret Spice, we played 2 Null Nun because it's a water, and because it just you can reoccur it and chain more life points. This card's busted in this deck just because you can pitch it off swap, it's never dead. Sometimes Ogre was better. I wish I would have maybe had Ghost Bell, but Ash was always just necessary for combos and stopping people. For spells, we play 3 Graydle Impact because this card says target a Graydle card and then a part of your opponent controls pop them, or during the end phase search a Graydle card. Now what you can do is first turn, you just set this, activate it, then activate the effect on end phase, search a Graydle card for your next turn. And Graydle Slime just says pop Graydle cards, so this counts as a Graydle card to pop it to special your Graydle out. Play 2 Pot of Desires. I thought about playing Moray of Greed, but sometimes with the hand traps you don't always have a water, 3 waters, so this was just better. This sucks when you banish the dupe, and that's why I say maybe play 2 dupe, but I think 1's just fine. 2 Graydle Splits for traps, and 2 Graydle Parasites is what I played. Now you should play 3 Split because this card literally just says a targeted monster you control, give it 500, and then during your main phase, send it to the grave. Send this card to the graveyard at its cost. Destroy your monster. Special 2 Graydles. So this card's insane. You want to see this as much as possible, so you can start turboing out Synchro 8s. And this card just says, whenever your opponent declares a direct attack, special Graydle, and when you declare a direct attack, special Graydle or special monster from your opponent's graveyard to their field, so you can take control of it. I only ever use it for Graydle Slime effect or the first effect. We also played 3 Impermanents because this is just effect veiler but can't be called by, so kind of have to. And we played 2 Rivalry. This really messed me up because sometimes when I would take control of my opponent's monsters, I wouldn't get to keep them, or I couldn't, sometimes I just couldn't take control of them, so it's okay, but maybe not the best thing in the deck. For a side, we played 2 Prankertops because this allows us to pop floodgates or annoying things that we can't get around for our synchros or our links. And it's just a big beat stick. It's nice. For hand traps of that, we played 3 No Material. This card is so busted right now, in my opinion, and just locals or regionals. I think this card is just so good and deserves to be worth more. It's just so versatile. It can just end turns for no reason. And now, for my personal opinion, the best hand trap in the entire game right now is we have 3 Ciphering Gamma and the 1 Driver. This just stops Gazelle in every opportunity it has to. They can't call by this. This card just stops your opponent, and then it puts 2 bodies on board. And if you have Lancia, you can activate Lancia on their turn, and then you can make a free synchro for 8. It's really good. I think Gamma's highly underrated, but it's like probably the best card hand trap we have right now. We're playing 3 Phantasme because if we have to go second, I want to draw as many cards as I can, and then just have this big body on board. And then of course 3 Evenly because we're an off-brand deck, so we need something to compete with big board setups. For our extra deck, it's pretty standard, I feel like, but there are some cards I would want to switch out. We played 2 Graydle Dragon. Its effect is basically whenever it's summoned, it can pop cards equal to the number for its materials. So most of the time you'll only be popping in for 2, but there are situations where you pop for 3. Super good. When it destroys by battle or card effect, it just specials out a water monster from grave. Its effects are going to get it on field, but it doesn't matter. We play 1 white Aura Whale because this card just says Raigeki, all special summon monsters when it's summoned. If it attacks, it can attack monsters twice. It does piercing. And then it also, if it's destroyed, you can banish a water and it comes back. This card is just so hard, and my opponents most of the time didn't know what this does, and I have a hard time going around it. So you have to play that. For our other synchros, we played Omega and Scarlight. Scarlight for time ending or just, punching, nuking a board and getting over it. And Omega because sometimes with my Toad engine, I want to keep recurring dupe or frogs, and this just keeps the Toads alive. And then if my opponent only has 1 card in hand, we just control the game. For our Toads, we got to play 3. This is just so good because you can just sometimes link this off after you use it for your negate. And the cool thing is it can negate or things using aquas in hand, and all your Graydle cards are aqua. Like every single one of them are aqua. So you can search them with Graydle Impact and then pop them, or not pop them, but use them for a Toad's effect. And this card will just get you to a game state where you can play the game because of all your hand traps and everything. You can link it away, add back a Graydle card, and start popping off again. 2 Mr. Starboy because this is your only link 2 that's water, and it just boosts all your guys up by 500. Super strong. For Nightmares, we played the 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, and a Cerberus. I've almost never made these guys, but they're just so versatile sometimes that you need them to play the game. And then for the Link 4s, we played Borosword and Borreload because why not? If you can do it, then you probably should, and you can probably just win the game off of it. I've won the game twice off of this, and this game just helped me beat Thunder Dragon out one game. Only 1 though, never 2. So it was pretty good. I think that this deck was really good going first. Going second, it was kind of suboptimal sometimes. Just kind of depends. But best card in deck is that boy.